Everyone, TLSG here, back again with another daily Marvel Snap live stream. So today we are going to be running a little bit more of the counter the meta deck list that we ran for today's video. Thank you everyone that jumped in early. So we have so many that jumped in early today. We had Dad, we had Alexander, we had Jeremiah, we had Q, we had Harry, Umais, Niansuko, Akshay, DaddyGamingNightly, JXDR3, Wodar, Astros, Umais, and then the list continues to go on and on. So thank you everyone that has jumped in early. I hope that you had a great weekend, and then I hope that you've had a great start to your week so far. So today we are going to be doing the restream that we did. If you've been on the streams for a while, we're doing the restream where we are streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. And so if you see any chat messages come through that say restream, that is chat from the Twitch side. And so we are going to go ahead and switch over into the deck build. And we're going to be running the same deck list that was featured today, and we're just going to go ahead and jump into a couple of games. So we are on the final countdown before launch. We are so very close. It's down to the last few hours before, and we always get the transition hype. Hey Pilk, there's your member message. I appreciate I appreciate all the KQs. We don't have a transition emoji. We probably do with like cool shades or something. We probably need one. And then Robbie Johnson, is the collector's reserves getting better drop rates for cards? So I believe it's after 1,000, you get better drop rates than you did previously. It's still, I think at most you can go 9 without drawing one. And so I don't know. It depends on, I don't know what they haven't changed it, if that's what you mean by getting better, or they haven't changed it in several months. Harry, my weekend was good. I hope that yours was as well. How was your weekend? Hey Sammy, how's it going? Hey Zombie Lemon, I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us today. And then hey Kappa, I didn't say hey to you when you first got in. So we do have our wave into our Sarah here. So we're gonna be able to do wave. We're gonna be able to do that straight into Sarah on 4. If we draw into Magic, we can do that. Let me make sure that the notifications are on. They should be. They should be. Your notification should come through in just a second, Pilk.
Goblin Nation is ready for launch.
Thank you again, Pilk, for the super chat. Thank you for continuing to be always present in the chat, always sending us goblins our way. When out of curiosity, it was Pilk for the longest time. When did it transition into the Goblin King? Because it's been a couple of weeks that it's been all goblins all the time. So the Professor X and Avengers compound was kind of unfortunate. We could have dropped our Sarah over there, but of course we didn't. We will be able to destroy their sunspots, so as long as we win this location, they can't push any more power. We can drop our Captain Marvel, and then we can drop a Killmonger, which will push this one up to 7 power. But either way, it's going to end up being very, very tight. Yeah, we can't play on turn 5 because the Avengers compound was locked down. Hey, Alexander, thank you so much for starting the stream off the right way. Thank you so much for supporting us and for supporting the stream. Hey, and the gifted went to Q. So very, very active in the chat. We have the arch nemesis Q, and so I'm glad that you finally were able to snag a membership. So I think we play our Captain Marvel and then our Killmonger. That will help us tie this lane. But I don't know that we win this other one. If they're doing something like, I don't think they would be doing a destroyer because of the Polaris. They might do a leader, which would copy our Captain Marvel. I think we let this one play out and see. Hey, Zombie Lemon, the second month support. Thank you so much for being a channel member and being such a big supporter of the channel and of my content. So our Captain Marvel is going to be enough to be able to rotate over into Luke's bar. Their arrow is not enough to stop us. We are gonna start the stream off with a positive 4 cubes. Alexander, I saw that. Testing out the new moderator powers. Dad, have you been sick again? I know that you had started feeling quite a bit better, but are you starting to feel bad again? Chubbs. So yeah. So if it pushes you into a position where you can win, so it'll move into a lane where it's a tie if you win the tiebreaker. So it'll try to win the game wherever possible. And so in that one, since it tied the middle lane and we continued to keep the lead, a bigger lead in the right lane versus what they had in the left, she went ahead and made that movement. Now it can get kind of finicky. In some scenarios, whenever there's both her and a bishop, or there's 2 of her, so like you have 2 or the opponent has 1 and you have 1, their movement kind of gets a little bit harder to anticipate. But nonetheless, she's designed to, or intended to, move to a winning position if at all possible. And so we have the kiln location. We will have Captain Marvel that will be able to move over. I think I missed whichever notification just came through. If you just subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for the support. My OBS was hidden, so I didn't actually see what came through. Hey Schmitty, how's it going? Wait, was it Wong? Guys, what popped up with the oh snap, or was it just oh snap? I don't think we play anything here. I think we hold for now. Hey Schmitty, I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us. I hope that you had a great weekend, and I hope that your week has started off well. It was fast. I'm moving my OBS so that I can see it. So the next time it pops up, I'll see. Hey Akaichu, thank you so much for joining us as a channel member. You guys, the support has been phenomenal today. The hype for global launch is massive. I'm so excited for everybody to finally be able to. Then we have Pilk coming back in. I'm so excited for everyone.
The powers of the goblins.
I'm so excited for everyone to be able to jump in and just experience this game that I've been like very, very, very deeply like ingrained in for quite a while now, for several months now. I'm really excited for everyone to be able to jump in and try it out. And then Pilk, thank you again for the super chat. You're gonna teach. Are you teaching me, or are you teaching all of us the ways of the goblin? So we can do Hood here. I think we lose the kiln location. I don't know that there's a way that we win that one. Either that, or we could do this one. This one we may end up retreating. We can do Hood and then Carnage. That'll give us a demon token in hand. We can only do a couple of cards next turn though. So maybe we do Hood Carnage here. That'll be 4 power. A 6 power here would be able to tie it at the very least. If they push anything into kiln, I think we retreat here. Akaichu, hey, how's Clarice doing? She's good. She's sitting over on the couch right now. Whenever I looked over, she's awake. She's staring at me, so she's not sleeping today. And then Lethal Protector. I'm so hyped for tomorrow. So am I. We've been waiting for so long that I am so excited that we're going to be able to finally let everyone else experience all of the fun that we've been having. And so actually we have an extra turn here. For some reason, I was thinking this was going into turn 6 now. So I think we drop our Sarah, then we'll be able to do like a Captain Marvel, a Demon. We might do a Shang-Chi if their Strong Eye buff has triggered. We'll just have to kind of play it out and see how it looks. Cyclops is the best card. Also going to tell all the new players that Black Bolt is the best card. Black Bolt is playable. I don't I don't know about best card though. And then OG Robbie. I mean, it means it is finally no longer in beta. Yep, we are going to be in the global release. Nobody's going to have to sideload anymore. Nobody's going to have to kind of sneak their way into being able to play the beta. And so really, really excited for what that means for all of us. If they triggered their Strong Guy bonus here, this becomes a 10 power card. Do we think we can outpower them here with something like... No, we can't do that. This one's a loss, right, guys? I don't see a way. I don't see a good play condition to win this one. We can do Captain Marvel to tie Kiln, but we can't do Captain Marvel and Shang-Chi. If we could, maybe it might be worth trying to push over here. I don't think we can compete here. We can swing one lane pretty heavily, but I don't think the other one. I don't think it's worth risking any more cubes than we have to. We are gonna take an early retreat. It's a rare retreat for me. Usually, if we feel like we have a possibility at all, I usually let it play out. But yeah, that one, the setup, the locations, they had a little bit more power. Our draw didn't work out just right, but that is all right. Sissio, hey, how's it going? I'm glad you're able to jump in and join us today. Then Shang-Chi. Yeah, Shang-Chi would mess up the Nidavellir, but trying to find that win condition in the other lane was tough. Pilk Enjoyer, you said you found a bug with Black Bolt? She-Hulk is finished. I watched She-Hulk up to, or I have watched She-Hulk up to the twerking episode, the one with Cardi B. And then it just got late, and so I'll be able to watch the rest of it soon. I just don't know exactly when, but it is something that I intend to finish. Did it end well? I know that there's been a lot of like hate. There's been strong opinions both ways with it. So do you think it was worth watching all the way through, Pilk? Or I guess anyone else that has watched She-Hulk. Wait, I can show Pilk Enjoyer. TLSG can show it off after the game. Go to collection, filter by move, common ability, and the filter will put Cyclops with the move cards, since he has move in his flavor text. Gotcha. Yeah, I can pull it up. Meg the Stallion. Oh my gosh, you're right. It's not Cardi B, it's Meg the Stallion. Yep. You're absolutely right, Dad. One of the best MCU shows to date. You love the finale and the show overall. I think the people that aren't enjoying it, I don't know if they came in with the same kind of expectations that you would. I don't think that it's the same type of show as like an Avengers Endgame, like cinematic. I think it's a little bit lighter, at least from what I've seen so far. It's a little bit lighter while still being in that same universe, so that you still get like a taste of the Marvel or the cinematic universe. And then Ari, the finale was next level. Okay. How many episodes are there total? Because I feel like now I need to watch it. The finale was controversial, but I loved it. Interesting. I need to watch it. 8 or 9. So I think I'm about halfway. And then Downfall. What time tomorrow is this coming out? Is the midnight Tuesday? I don't actually know. Downfall. We're not for sure. They've kept it kind of close to. They haven't given us a lot of information. And so we're not sure exactly when it's gonna release. Hopefully it's earlier so that we can stream longer. I'll probably be live even before it releases, if it releases late. The other Marvel Disney Plus shows were so heavy. Was Miss Marvel heavy? It seems like that one is a little bit lighter as well. Harrison Wade, hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. So they have 5 cards left, unless they have discard cards. I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of all of their resources here. Still not a great finisher though. They do have initiative if they play. Well, I guess if they do. Oh, this one may be a retreat too. I bet they have a Killmonger, right? A Killmonger to destroy this Nova. It would wipe out pretty much all of our power across the board. Yeah, Sissio Killmonger and we'll be sad. That is true. I think we're gonna let it play out anyways. We're okay. We're still positive for the day. We grinded out and we hit rank 100 with the Sinister location, with the Sinister London location. And so let's watch for the Killmonger come in. So it's the Swordmaster, which will buff up their strong guy and both their bishops. And there's the Killmonger. Alex, global tomorrow. Yep. Global tomorrow. Let's get hyped. So I would be a little bit more hyped if we knew exactly when it was going to release. Right now it's just so very, very vague. We just don't know for sure when that's going to come down. Wait, okay. We almost won that one anyways. We came within 1 point on the right-handed side. Rubens today. So it should release tomorrow. We just don't know exactly when tomorrow it's going to come out. Presto, what's the best deck to climb currently? Right now, and I don't know about best. We're still in a meta where it's kind of shifting and finding its own. But it does seem like Red Skull is really, really strong. So using 0 to cancel out Red Skull's ability, or Enchantress or Venom to eat and destroy the Red Skull so you don't get the downside. Or a destroyer list. Those are the really consistent ones right now. And then everything else is still kind of experimental. Wodart, yeah, we would need 2 more points to win. I was just surprised that it got as close as it did. So it pulls into their Iron Fist. They're going to push a card. It pulls into our Nova, which is our lowest roll. Sarah would have been fantastic. Doc Ock would have been pretty funny to see. You think when it resets? That's what I'm hoping for, DaddyGamingNightly. And if so, would that be tonight? Would that be in like 12 hours? Or would it be like another 24 after that? Uh, 1300 UTC on 1018. Any deck can climb if you know how to snap and how to retreat. Yeah, that's true. It would be 36 hours from now, likely. Oh no, did I take off the wrong day from work? I was thinking the 18th in the US, not... I took 1 day off because I have a team member that's out for a week and a half. And so getting even 1 was a little bit of a stretch. Either way, we're gonna do a live stream all day. If it's not for global release, I'm gonna be kind of sad. But either way, we'll do a really extended live stream tomorrow. OG Robbie, what do you do? I work in HR. So I work in data analytics within the HR department. So I'm kind of the bridge between our IT department and our leaders, so that I can take like the systems and things that we implement, take that data, put it in front of them in an easy to consume way. I don't think we get any upside in this deck list. It looks like a move deck list. I don't think we get any upside from holding our Enchantress. So I think I'm going to go ahead and drop that now. Next turn, we can either do Sarah, we can extend the game with Magic, or maybe we do a Doc Ock. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. The notification didn't pop up in my notification bar, which is strange. So whenever it does, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. So I think we're gonna just tempo drop the Enchantress. I don't think their deck list runs any ongoing cards, and so I don't think it's worthwhile to necessarily hold it. There's a non-zero chance that the actual release is earlier than the refresh. That's true. That's true. But refresh for me is in the middle of the night. It's 10 p.m. my time. And so I was kind of aiming for a few hours after that. So whenever I woke up I was expecting it to hopefully be live, but we'll do an extended live stream no matter what. Pilk and Joy, wait, you're on Twitch again. Yeah, so for the global release, I'm going to restream to both, at least for that launch day, just to reach as wide of an audience as possible, Pilk. And so right now I am on both Twitch and YouTube. And so I am paying mainly attention to like the YouTube chat. So before I used just the restream kind of functionality, and so the emojis would come in as like ... TLSG hearts or ... TLSG big brain, or however I named them, and so it became kind of difficult to read those. But for now, yes, I am streaming to both. Wide audience, you mean you mean wide Wong? We are going wide with our reach for that global release. We are going as wide as we possibly can. So they have a pretty good Wakanda lane. We could do...
Oh, snap.
Hey, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I think this one is a retreat as well. We can buff up our Captain Marvel. We can destroy the Nova, which will push these cards, but I think they probably have like a Magneto to pull our cards around. They might even run a leader in this list. We're not off to a good start, guys. We started off with a strong 4-cube game, and then it's been pretty downhill since then. So, hey, Pilk and Joy, thank you for the call out. Let me make sure that I actually liked my own stream. I'm the worst at setting everything up and then forgetting to actually go through and like. Yep, I forgot. Okay, so I have now liked the stream. And so if you are enjoying it, if you want to help the stream reach a wider audience, definitely consider subscribing. Nightwing, hey man, good to finally catch your stream. What time do you usually stream? So I usually stream from about 30 minutes ago. So it's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time through about 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, depending on how long it takes to get a good, satisfying last turn play. But I'm glad that you were able to join us, Nightwing. We primarily stream just on YouTube. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming to both platforms. But after that, we primarily focus on YouTube. So if you're not over there for the live stream stuff, for the next couple days, it's fine. But after that, you might have a better chance of catching us over there. Wakeless Sleeper, hey, how's it going? I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us. Harry, by the way, you're so close to 4K. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed. Yeah, we are getting really, really close. So at the start of the stream, we were at, I think, 3,753. And we've bumped up a few. We're at 3,756. So we are so close to getting to that next milestone. It's mind blowing. I didn't think when I started this channel we would get this much growth this quickly. And so it's incredible. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all of the support. Hey, Nightwing over on Twitch, are you going to play Gotham Knights? Nightwing, I watch a lot of your YouTube videos, and they're great. I use a lot of your deck list, and whenever we play, you always destroy me. I don't know. Most of the time, it's a lot of back and forth with most matches, and so I'm sure that you've gotten a few good games in there as well. I think we're gonna just drop our Doc Ock on tempo here. That way we pull into their resources. We see what they have. They're only gonna drop. Ooh, are they running our deck list? They might be running the same thing that we run. So there's the Demon, there's the Captain Marvel, there's the Magic to extend the game. Yep, this is our deck list. And then Akshay, thank you so much for... is that a resubscribe? I know that you upgraded recently. Did it just now transition into month 2? So you get your highlighted message. Thank you so much for the continued support, by the way. TLSG or Pilk and gosh, Pilk. I can't wait to play against you, TLSG. Whenever that happens, that's going to be. Have we ever matched up in game, Pilk? I don't know that we have. So we can't do an Enchantress over there. We do have an extra turn. So I don't think we necessarily rush any of our cards. I think maybe we just tempo out Enchantress, we drop the Hood. We will eventually either do Carnage or Killmonger. We know that they're running a mirror list to what we're running. Never ever, wow. And then Corel, thank you so much. The super chat coming in, the text-to-speech, will read it. But thank you so much for the huge support. That is huge. Is the text-to-speech going to read it? If it doesn't, I will trigger it manually. Again, Corel, thank you so much. That is so very much appreciated. I'll give it a couple of seconds. I'll give it till the end of this game. If not, I'll trigger the text-to-speech manually. And then you're a mega supporter already, right? And so that is just continued support on continued support. I appreciate it so very much. Let's go ahead and drop our Sarah into the nowhere location. Jordan, this seems like a Hearthstone bit. This seems like Hearthstone a bit. Oh, are you new to Marvel Snap? So it's really the only similarity is that you have cards and that they have power. There's a lot of kind of flexibility here. So you have to win 2 out of 3 lanes. There's a lot of RNG elements that aren't necessarily prevalent in Hearthstone or Hearthstone. And then your deck is incredibly small, so it's only 12 cards. And so there are similarities, but there are also some pretty big differences as well. So I think we play our Captain Marvel. We go ahead and play our Demon. We can do Carnage to destroy this lane to buff up our cards. I don't think we do a Killmonger, just in case they've already dropped their Carnage. So they could do a Killmonger, but we flip second, so our Demon should be safe here. It's like Artifact. Yeah, I've heard it's like Artifact and Gwent, kind of a mixture. It is kind of what I've heard it referred to quite a bit. Will there be a way to craft cards? So there's not a way to craft cards. There is going to be a way to do targeted acquisition. So being able to acquire a specific card, you'll be able to use. They're going to call them collector's tokens, but otherwise it's kind of a random unlock. They said that they wanted it to be. Oh, so they said they wanted it to kind of be. It feel like everybody has a little bit different of a deck build, and so that everyone's collection would be just a little bit different. And so most of the card acquisition is kind of random. Paulo, have you seen the new gameplay trailer? I saw one a couple of days ago that looked pretty good, and so we weren't, because they used Killmonger and they had tempo on us. These cards didn't get the Nova bonus, which would have been enough to swing the game. Had either one of these two got that extra 1 power, it would have been enough to win Icebox along with Limbo, but we just didn't quite have enough power out on the board to make it happen. And so that is gonna push us into the negative cubes. Let me go ahead and manually trigger Corell's message. I need to figure out why, and if you hear banging in the background, they're working on one of the driveways. They're doing cement work, and so it's pretty loud. It's loud in my ears. I don't know if it's coming through for you guys though. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh the alerts overlay. I'm gonna jump into the next one, and then I will trigger it manually. I'm not sure why it didn't trigger, but Corell, thank you so much for the support and for helping do a little bit of reminding that liking the stream is free. If you maybe aren't able to donate, you don't have the means to support the content in some other way, liking and subscribing is free, and it is always very much appreciated. Hey, there it goes.
Does the rest of chat know that you can like the stream to help raise visibility before the big release tomorrow?
So I didn't even have to trigger it manually. I just refreshed it, so maybe that's what was going on with it. But we will leave it at that. Let's go ahead and jump into another one, and then yeah, we are Mr. Negative Streamer today. Not what we want to be before global release. We want to be positive. We want to be Mr. Positive Streamer. If we lose cubes, that's okay, as long as we keep that positive attitude. Sissio, are you? You said, I guess my deck is my deck is bigger. Presto, no, nothing like Hearthstone. Well, it's fantastic. Hearthstone used to be that too. And so I think it's just kind of the natural progression of a game. I don't know. I like some of the things that they've done with Hearthstone, but at a certain point, like all of the combos and different mechanics have been done so many times that it starts feeling old. It doesn't have that fresh coat of paint like something new like this game does. And then I saw a question about initiative. He has initiative. Oh, he has initiative, but you have Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel didn't save us. This game is much better fit for mobile. Yeah, it's a very quick game. You can jump in, jump out. Or you can overthink it like I do and draw out the games just a little bit longer than what is needed, but it is very easy to kind of maneuver back and forth into the games whenever best fits you. So they have a Nova. If this is this looks like a pretty standard destroyer list. We would need Shang-Chi. Oh, never mind. We Enchantress their Warpath, which is gonna take it out of that Shang-Chi range, unfortunately. If we can catch them and pull maybe a destroyer with our Doc Ock. Ooh. Dream Dimension's tough for turn 5. This is another retreat. This has been a rough start for our stream, guys. So with Dream Dimension, we're not able to drop Sarah, Doc Ock, Captain Marvel, Magic until turn 6, and at that point they don't really do a whole lot for us. I don't think we're just gonna back out of this one. Okay, now we're gonna see. We have to start negative a little bit so that we can have that goal to climb to. We always need to start out a little bit negative. Are the ink alts super rare? All my upgrades always lead to rainbows and sparkles. I think they are. I think they're probably somewhere in line with like the gold splits, where you're probably going to have to do it like 8 splits, like 6 to 8 splits, to be able to hopefully and luckily pull one. I haven't really done any infinite splits since they released the inkified versions. I probably need to. I've just been using all my credits to push everything to orange borders, just so that whenever we do build a deck, if we can have all orange borders, it just helps kind of, I don't know. In my head, it looks a little bit sleeker. And then Ivan, hey TLSG, thank you so much for your content. You're so wholesome and you put the most effort out of all the Marvel Snap channels. Cheers to you, mate. I'm excited to see your channel grow rapidly. Thank you so much, Ivan. I hope that you're having a great start to your week. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content, and I'm glad that you were able to jump in and join us today. And then I hope that your week has started off well. And then Force, hello, do you know what time they're rolling out the game? I don't. I wish I did, but we don't know. They've kept it pretty hush-hush so far. Do you know how to get the yellow background normal variants? The yellow background's like the gold. Ryan, if that's what you mean, if it's like the gold background, it's just the number of times that you split the card. And so it's anywhere from like 7 to 8-ish times from what it should take to be able to get it. So we can drop our Killmonger here. We can also drop Wave. That will push everything to 3. It will reduce it down to 2. So we're both going to be able to play 2 cards next turn, no matter what the cost. I think we do that. We extend the game with Magic, and then we see what else we draw into. Dad, you really are wholesome. Thank you, guys. Before, when we did content, hey, thank you so much for Omri. Thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. If that's the one that just came through, it looks like the stream elements activity feed may be a little bit delayed, but that one did just pop up, and so thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. You're helping us push to that 4,000 subscriber milestone that we were pushing for. I don't know why I thought it was going to be 2. It's just 3. It's 3. It starts at 4. Elysium reduces it down by 1. I think we use Magic on the flooded location to change it back. Using a Goose and using Storm, that tells me that they probably want to go with they're wanting to use their deck to go wide. So probably something like a Wong and a Dr. Doom to push power into these harder to reach locations towards the end of the game. So I think we extend the game with Magic. Next turn, we might do something like Captain Marvel. That will be able to be our kind of floater. There's the Wong. We'll see if the Dr. Doom comes in to accompany it on either turns 5 or turn 6. We can do Killmonger, but that doesn't kill any of their cards, so I think we hold it for now. We might even do a Carnage to clear this lane that push us up to 5 power. Killmonger might be a little bit better. Let's go with the Captain Marvel. And then I think we hold. I think we do Captain Marvel and we hold for next turn. This could be maybe a Gamora, maybe a White Tiger, could be a Dr. Doom. There's the White Tiger. Oh no, we got the bots. They found us. Thank you, Alexander, for taking out the bot. Oh my gosh. Steam launch time, anyone knows? It has been rumored. Jeremiah had said that it's been rumored about 36 hours from now for the release on Steam, but I don't know for sure. Alexander, training my skills. Yeah, DaddyGamingNightly. I'm in anticipation of a little bit higher view count on launch day. We did ask a couple of people that are in the stream quite a bit to see if they wanted to help out and just kind of take care of some of those. Yeah, so we did draw Enchantress, but I think it's a little bit too late. Like they're going to be able to push power into Nidavellir, I think, regardless. We can always do Enchantress here, and that will take care of the Goose ability. And then we can't reach their White Tiger here. A Doc Ock would be good, because then our Captain Marvel could move over. I think we do that, and then we just drop our Killmonger into the left lane. I'm not necessarily worried about the Wong so much, because if it pushes a Dr. Doom, like a Doom bot here, and here, unless they do an Ironheart. Those bots are everywhere on the poker channel I mod. Unsilent Ninja, yeah, they are absolutely all over the place. During the extended stream, I'm gonna set it to subscriber only mode. You'll have to be subscribed for like 5 minutes to be able to chat, and then afterwards you can always unsubscribe if you just don't want to be subscribed to the channel. But I think that's gonna probably be the best way that we're gonna be able to handle those. Has anyone else been stocking up credits ahead of release? I'm at 4K just in case they release new cards. Yeah, Corel, I'm holding mine just in case. I'm doing the same thing, just in case they release new cards. Ooh, that Ironheart was actually huge. We can kill this limbo location now, and we can do Sarah here. Do we think that'll be enough? That'll buff up our Angela further. It could be enough. It definitely wins us the limbo lane. Well, we have initiative, so if they do drop like an Odin, I don't know. That still feels pretty bad. If they drop an Odin, that's going to push it back over. They're going to get White Tigers to replace the ones that we, yeah. If he has Odin, I don't think we can win this one. Yeah, I think he's going to go Odin as well. We could do Sarah on Elysium. That would push a decent amount here. Maybe we do Shang-Chi and then Sarah. So if they do 8, that'll push them to about 11, maybe a little bit higher if Ironheart hits it. Yeah, I think Shang-Chi on mid is probably our better bet. But I think we still probably lose the Elysium because Ironheart has a good chance of hitting either White Tiger or Wong. But we are gonna try it. The Wong will trigger it 4 times, which is massive. Yeah, we turn first. So if we turn second, I think it would have been a different story. So once we see the Odin come in, it's going to send 4 White Tigers back into Nidavellir. It's going to trigger Ironheart 4 times. Yeah, there comes the Odin. So Force of, wonder if I can play the same account both on iOS and Android. Yep. So you can play on both. It's linked to a Google Play account, and so you can switch back and forth. I've switched from my phone to the computer and back and forth, and so it will carry over. Whew, we got absolutely demolished. We're gonna go ahead and count that as the loss that it is now, and hope that it ends soon. Has anyone else... I already read that one. Ivan, why does TLSG give me so many Charlie Cox Daredevil vibes? Bro really reminds me of him. A couple of people have said that, Ivan. I have heard that a little bit more recently now that kind of Daredevil is back in a couple of different shows. But I have heard that a couple of times. T, do people with early access keep the accounts or are they reset? So you keep all of the cards that you gained along the way. So like I'm going to have the full collection already. And so it will carry over. And then somebody asks how does holding caches work? And then Dante, is the PC release confirmed to be on Steam? Yep. So it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be early access. And so based on their roadmap, it looks like it's not going to be full screen. So it's still probably, I would think an aspect ratio similar to like if we were running on BlueStacks. But in the not near term, but a little bit longer distance, but not far off, they're working on the widescreen version or the full screen version as well. So once that releases, I think it'll be a big win for the game. And then Alexander, I know that was a little bit ago. You said be right back. Hope to catch the end of the stream. I hope that you're able to jump back in towards the end of it. If not, it will be on the replay will be on the YouTube account as well. So we do have Killmonger. We'll be able to kill their Sunspot. All of these squirrels. I think we wait just a minute though. Unfortunately, Icebox hit our wave. We're not going to be able to drop that on 4 or on 3. So instead, I think we just do a Nova to buff up our Angela. And then we kind of get a feel for what they're playing. Senhof, but you start first, right? Start what? And then Kale, does saving caches work? They haven't said. They have started saying that that people who hold their caches aren't going to get much advantage. Like it would be almost the same as somebody that didn't. it's been really cryptic, so we don't know exactly what that means. I opened about 75 of my caches recently. Once they kind of started pushing that message as that you're not going to get much advantage from holding them. And so I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but they said that it wouldn't be a huge advantage to hold them. TLSG, I finished my collection. Should I just save caches? Faith, I would save them for a couple of days, at least until global release. Once global release comes, I think we might know a little bit more. And I think we might have a better idea of exactly what we're working with. Can we play a game at Steam with Google Play account, or at Stream or Steam? You will be able to link your Google Play account on your Steam, so you'll be able to log in just like you would on Dante. Thank you so much for subscribing. You'd be able to log in just the same way that you log in on like your phone or on BlueStacks if you have the emulator. So they have the Dracula. So that's gonna be a potentially pretty large card. I almost want to do a Sarah anyways. That way we can drop Killmonger and Captain Marvel. We'll be able to buff up our Angela. We'll be able to kind of put Captain Marvel in a position to kind of rove or range the board. And we will get a wider Nova bonus as well. So I think we locked that one in. Oh, Senhof, the Odin turn when you were Shin playing. You knew you started before. Yeah, we knew we started before Odin because we had the initiative. It would have been better had we not, but we knew that we knew going into that we did have initiative. So I think we do our Killmonger into Central Park. We might end up losing this lane depending on what cards they have, what cards they get rid of. We could potentially lose into a high roll Dracula pool. And I think we put Captain Marvel into the Icebox. We are going to take out 4 of their power in the Icebox. And so we'll have a lead there. It just depends on how many cards they start pushing. Debrum, no reason not to open, especially... Yeah, I guess that's true. If you don't have a full collection, you might... They've said that new cards are probably going to be pushed into like a pool 4 and a pool 5. And so if you don't have a full collection, you might as well continue to open them. Kraken Null, how's it going? You mentioned a Devil Dino Quinjet list in Discord. If you will send that to me at some point, I'm very intrigued. You said that it was working very, very well. In Kappa, yeah, we have the mods taking out the dating bots. And as a reminder for anyone that maybe hasn't watched on YouTube, please don't trust any of the links. Even if you think it might be reputable, definitely be cautious of any of the links in the chat. Unless it's Nightbot, that might be the only one that I would trust. And then I guess Alexander's the Steam store link is probably good as well. Yeah, and then after their rework, around 3,000, you should have your full collection as well. And Jordan, is the game fairly easy to learn? Yeah, so I think early on it's a lot simpler. So with pool 1, it's usually not really crazy combos. So it does a good job of like easing you into the game. So the tutorial does a good job of kind of introducing the basics. And then from there, you start building a few of your very specific lists. And so I think it's very easy to pick up. And I think one of the trailers said it's easy to pick up and learn, hard to master. I think that would be a really good definition of it, because it's really easy to kind of build your deck. It's 12 cards, and so if you want to experiment, you have every ability to kind of mix and match, see what works well, what doesn't, and so you have a lot of advantage there. And then just learning what the meta is, what's strong, what to anticipate. That's where like the finesse would come in. And then Dad 3K, I'm only halfway there. See, but now it's downhill from there. You're already halfway up. You just have to kind of finish out the ride now. We could change Murder World. We can change Washington, D.C., which I think is the lane that we want to go in. We don't have our hood, so we're not going to be able to have a guaranteed demon trigger in Washington, D.C. We could change Muir Island if we wanted to, but I think we're going to have the bigger card advantage overall in that lane. And so I think we'll get more out of Muir Island than they do. Especially if we have Captain Marvel that can end up moving around the board. We'll be buffing up a card that can rove at that point. Do we want to extend the game here, though? I don't know that there's necessarily a need to. We can just do Captain Marvel instead. It looks like they're running like a pretty standard aggro list. We can always extend the game next turn if maybe it feels like we might want an extra turn here or there. But I think for now we play our Captain Marvel, let her buff up from Weir Island. Yeah, Captain Marvel mid for the buff. I think that's going to be better in the long run for us. So we can do Doc Ock. I kind of like the Doc Ock play. We do have an Enchantress. We don't have our Shang-Chi though. Is my only hesitation to a Murder World play. But this list runs a lot of low cards, so it reminds me of like a Sarah list where they're wanting to push their power onto the board. And so I don't know that pulling into those cards would be beneficial for us. The only thing it would do is make sure that their Angela can't buff up. I think we're going to try it. Yeah, the tutorial Spider-Man until now I don't have Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm not sure why they featured a card right off the bat that you're not able to attain for quite a while, but I know that he's like a popular character. But yeah, it still feels kind of bad. Hey Raj, how's it going? We are so very close to the launch. I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us for the live stream today. Are you as excited as I am? I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. It's like being a kid on Christmas Day. Like, I'm just so excited that it's so close. We've been waiting for so long for this to roll out for everyone else to be able to experience all of what we wanted to, all of what we have played and we've experienced. And so it's really, really exciting. So they have Cerebro. I need to figure out my play before I run out of time. They have Cerebro. It's a Cerebro 5. We could do Enchantress to cancel out that ability, but I think we win this lane already. So I don't know that they have a big enough power push. We could do a Nova and then a Killmonger. That would destroy our Nova. This would end up being 20-something power. 7, 14, 21. They can't do a Mystique now. And so I think this would be our safe play. I don't think we even really care to drop our Carnage. We're not going to win. We're not going to win in the Washington, D.C. lane. Snapping will make him retreat. Yeah, they can't drop a secret card without a patch. They can't drop a secret card without a patch, and they confirmed no patch. Oh, that's unfortunate. I would have liked to have a card released on global launch. That would have been really cool to see. But even if there's no patch, I think just having a wider player base is exciting enough. And then we're going to have the new location the day after. So the new featured location, which, depending on what it is, I know some of the ones that they have teased could be pretty troll-y or troll-esque, which is not a good way to introduce the players that are just getting into the game. And so I think the one that we've talked about in my Discord was the one that whenever you play a card there, it fills that lane with that card. And so if that is the first featured location that players get introduced to, that's gonna feel pretty bad. Raj, I can't wait for others to get their hands on it. Yeah, I know. For everyone that's been trying to get into the beta and they just haven't been able to, this is their time to be able to jump in and finally access the game that they've been watching from the sidelines. I'm so excited for everybody. I remember what it felt like when I first jumped into the game, and so I'm excited for everyone else to be able to have that feeling. And be able to experience like the gameplay and like how different and incredible it feels. Like there may be bugs here and there, but I think overall the gameplay is what drives like the excitement, and then everything else is secondary. So like how quick the games are, how easy it is to shift and build a deck. So whenever patch comes out, it's not going to hurt you to like experiment with those 12 cards. It's just really exciting. I'm so excited. So I think we do a Sarah into the flooded lane. We will be able to do a Captain Marvel at some point to move more power over there, and then Sarah will allow us to drop either like a Doc Ock or maybe a Magic if we draw into it in the next couple of turns. You might get lucky with pool 3 and go easy. Sissio, okay, but where's Q? Q's here. We just haven't matched up to him today. So over the weekend I grinded out and got to rank 100. I got to infinite just in case all of the challenges that we do tomorrow, just in case I drop a lot of ranks. Q said that he's still hovering around 80, so that may be where we're having some issue matching up. So they have a Sarah as well. So they have the deep discount. Do we Doc Ock in Washington DC or sewer system? I think I'm gonna do Washington DC. We'll be able to. I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna Carnage the Hood. We're gonna pull into Washington DC. Hopefully drain them of the rest of their resources. A Captain Marvel will be able to move here and secure the win in the flooded lane. All we have to do is worry about Washington DC, and so I think we're okay.
Oh, snap.
Doc plus Carnage. Sissio, yep. You saw it. You saw it just a little bit quicker than I did. Jeremiah, speaking of challenges, go into his Discord and vote on the Cerebro decks. Yep, so we had the community, the Discord community, build Cerebro decks from 0 through 8. And so depending on what gets voted on, we are going to be running those different deck lists. We're going to be dabbling in it tomorrow during the stream. And so if that is something that sounds enjoyable to you, the Discord link should pop up in from the Nightbot from time to time. You can jump in and join it, or the link is in the description as well. So Devils, when will the pool 4 and 5 come out? They haven't said. Hopefully soon. I hope for a lot of us. I hope that it is very, very soon, but we don't know for sure. So I think we do. If we do Captain Marvel, we can't do the other one. So do we need to do Captain Marvel? Because she won't win the flooded lane now. We can do Captain Marvel. We could do. I think this one turns out to be a loss. The Doctor Doom was pretty big in pushing additional power into the flooded lane. We don't quite have enough energy to do both a Nova and a Killmonger. Yeah, that early leader really messed with us. That's gonna be another. I thought we were gonna go back to positive, but instead we were -8 cube streamer today. This deck list was operating much better for me last night. But today, I was going to say in the video, but I was afraid to announce it. The deck list that this has the hardest time running up against is something that can go wide, something that doesn't rely on ongoing abilities, something that doesn't have anything that necessarily pushes above that 9 power range. So a wide Wong deck is really tough to compete with. What cards are pool 4 and 5? So there's a lot of data mined cards, Rohit, and so. I know that on snap.fan they're listed, but a lot of cards like She-Hulk or just a lot of cards are currently rumored for pool 4 and for pools 4 and 5. For pools 5, we think that is going to be like the Galactus and the Thanos. So those that they said were going to be like really huge releases, ones that needed to be really monumental. And so we know that those are coming somewhere down the line. But I think everything else kind of mixes into pool 4, because they did have a way to release cards, and it was going to be what they called Nexus event. But that got a lot of negative backlash. There were a lot of negative sides to it. It was very, very expensive. And so they ended up pulling that back entirely and just going back on it altogether. And so now we don't have those cards that they were planning on releasing through Nexus events. Yeah, the Nexus events, please no. I'm not a fan of the Nexus events. I was a fan of them releasing more cards. It would have kept the meta like changing and like ever rotating. So there, that Killmonger was huge. The double Sarah, they now can drop so many cards on the board. I think we drop a Sarah and then we'll see. We most likely lose this one. That was a huge Killmonger to be able to clear up some of their board space, and they didn't even have to waste a turn to do it. The Nexus flop. Force of, do you play Magic the Gathering? That is probably the only card game that I have not played. I've played Legends of Runeterra, Hearthstone. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. Well, I guess not all of the card games, but the major card games. Magic is one that I haven't been able to get into, mainly because I didn't have anyone in person to be able to play with. And so I recently moved to a location that would have in-person events, but I haven't taken the dive just yet. So do we do a Nova and a Carnage? I think we lose this one. I think they just have too much power that they're going to be able to push on the board. But we can trigger the Nova to hit 4 of our cards. Our Captain Marvel will can move over to the left if we need it to. We're already negative. We're just going to let this one... We're already negative. We're going to let this one play out. I think I got that bot. Nope. Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and end this turn. We might be. Oh yeah, you're right. Shang-Chi would have been decent to clear their Angela. Had we not had initiative, it would have been a little bit better, I think. So sweep them out. Get the bots out of here. Man. Priority go Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, I think would have been a good play, but they had so many other cards that they could have pushed. That I wasn't sure that it would be enough to win, and I guess either way. So would Shang-Chi have won it for us? We would have cleared their Angela, it would have pushed over into another lane, but not cleared it. And so they would have ended up having 11 less power. We would have had 9. Yeah, I think you guys are right. Yeah, we should have Shang-Chi'd mid. Since we had initiative, we would have guaranteed. Are they introducing collector tokens with launch tomorrow? So they said that that's not going to be available right at global launch, but soon. We're Wodar, we are a -10 stream. We're getting it all out of our system before global release. We're getting it all out now. That way, tomorrow we can just crush the cubes. We can just destroy them. And then Super Mega, you said, oh, more like adult malware. Yeah. Yep, I promise you're not going to find the most available singles at those websites. So please stay away from the bot websites. And then you said that you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I can't. It has evolved so much from what it used to be that it's hard for me to still jump back into Yu-Gi-Oh because it feels like an entirely different card game. When I can get beaten on turn 1 just from combo plays, it feels less like I'm playing a card game and more like I'm getting beat up. And so I think some of the changes are for the better, but it definitely feels a lot different than from like the original game where all you had was like Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician, and you had to just like do a normal summon. Yeah, all decks are combo decks in Yu-Gi-Oh now. Yeah, I downloaded it recently. I mean, it's been a couple months. I downloaded it and just tried it out, and then I ran into, it was like a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck that had Ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon and all of these different versions, and they were all out on the board on the first turn, and I didn't dive much further after that. Yu-Gi-Oh has become a game of who goes first. It could very much be that. So for single player games, have you played Inscription? I haven't played Inscription. For card games, I have played, well, I don't think I've played Inscription. I have played Slay the Spire, I think, is the last like single player card game that I've played. We don't know what they're dropping, but I kind of want to tempo drop our Enchantress. Master Duel is amazing. It's so fast now. Turns last for like 5 minutes. Yep. Sitting there and just watching the opponent, like, I discard this card to activate my special summon, and I couldn't keep up. Like, there's so many effects and different interactions that it was so very hard to keep up. So they dropped a Wong. They're running a discard list. Unfortunately, we tempoed Enchantress, which turns out was not a great decision. We do have a Shang-Chi for maybe their Morbius that could easily swing us this lane, or if they drop like an Apocalypse and we don't have initiative going to that last turn, that could also benefit us as well. So I think we're just going to drop our Captain Marvel here, and then we'll see. Slay the Spire? Yeah, so I played Slay the Spire, and really the only reason I don't play it more is because I bought it on Steam before it was out on mobile, and I refused to pay another $10 or $15 for the game that I already own, and so I haven't got it on my phone, and so that restricts my playtime a decent amount. Jeremiah, any card game that has a full user manual in its effect has jumped the shark. It definitely gets hard to follow. So I think we do our Hood, we do Nova, we do have Killmonger to clear these two. Dracula is probably, actually, we're probably going to end up playing away from the Dracula lane. That's going to be a really big like Apocalypse, something that we're not going to want to deal with, and it doesn't reveal until after the end of the game, so no matter who has priority, Shang-Chi's not going to be able to target it. So do we go ahead and drop our Killmonger now, though? Oh wait, this is the final turn. Oh my gosh. How do we get to the final turn? What am I doing? So a discard card would be pretty decent here. We have initiative though. Do we do something like a Nova here to buff up our Angela and then a Killmonger? Well, I got distracted with chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I got distracted with chat. We ended up roping. They retreated. They didn't have a good final turn play. I was thinking that we had an extra couple of turns for some reason. I will hone in a little bit more on the gameplay. We're -9, but we're slowly climbing. We have a little bit longer to try to push back to some positive cubes. And then Devil Dino, you said Yu-Gi-Oh! New Era Fusion Era Cinco XYZ Pendulum. Yeah, yeah, too much. Yeah, that's where they get me. It's hard for me to build and feel like I am really making the right decisions whenever the decks are so big. So at that point, whenever the decks are so large and well established, I start you start net decking, because experimenting with cards feels pretty bad overall. Because someone else is running something a little bit better than you are, most likely, and so it's really hard for me to get like creative with it as well. I quit Master Duel because I couldn't keep up the long effects. The I can't read meme was made for me, and it's not necessarily that it's just like you can't read. It's just so much. It's just so much to sift through whenever they're doing 4 or 5 of them in a turn. You have to learn all of those effects ahead of time to really be able to try and keep up. Ooh, it's just it's a tough one. These kinds of situations is why I hate Shang-Chi. Just natural play patterns can protect high power cards on the last turn. Yeah. And then Shang-Chi without something like a Sarah or a Magic can feel kind of bad as well. But Dracula is like the worst offender at kind of protecting itself from a Shang-Chi. If you read this, you know you're distracted by chat. Harry, you are spot on. We are absolutely distracted by chat. Chat is popping off today, and so we are definitely a little bit more distracted than what we normally are. So I don't think we necessarily want to hold anymore. I think we start clearing some space. Just reach infinite rank Magic Destroy deck. You just hit Devils. You just hit infinite. If so, congratulations. I think we go ahead and drop our Killmonger. Hey TLSG, how's it going? Out to -9. Have you matched with Q already? Unfortunately, no. We're negative cubes, and we haven't ran into Q, which is usually the one where we end up losing a lot of our cubes too. He can't move. He could have moved Nightcrawler, Kappa. I guess he wouldn't have been able to move much. Rohit, just imagine how distracted you're going to be tomorrow. I can only imagine. It's gonna be bad. I think I want to extend the game with Magic here. We don't have much on the board. I think we need to hope that they move their cards around, give us an additional turn. Oh, never mind. An additional turn to draw into Shang-Chi, but it got pulled in. Battle Pass Miles is worth it. I like Miles. I don't feel like he is a deck definer necessarily. I like Thor. Thor can absolutely win. Streamers who pay attention to chat are goated. I try my best. I try my best to juggle both, but yeah, we need to change the name to TDSG. That distracted guy. I am excited for the launch and to see like what all that brings. But yeah, we are going to be very, very distracted. It's gonna be great and terrible all at the same time. Devils, you don't agree by that battle? I don't think he's a build around card, at least not yet. But then again, when Thor was released, he felt very lackluster. He didn't feel like he was going to be great at all. And then all of a sudden you get Jane Foster and he's really usable. And then now he's been reduced in cost and he's very flexible. One of the more flexible cards in the game. And so I think Miles may reach that point. But as is, I think he's a pretty decent kind of tech card. So if you're running like a Polaris or a few of those cards, I think he feels okay. Just by the Nick Fury Battle Pass. The Nick Fury one's gone. We can't buy that one. But Nick Fury should be released into the game. Nick Fury should be released into the game to be able to pull naturally in pool 3 starting next season. TCRG, that chat reading guy. Wait, how many cubes was that? Was that 2? We might need to pivot here. Nope, we're gonna stick it out. We're gonna stick it out. We have came this far. We've lost this many. We're gonna stick it out. Been playing Magic since 1996 and Yu-Gi-Oh since 2003. Super Mega. That is some commitment. That is huge. I have bounced back and forth between a lot of card games, but to have been playing one since 1996, especially with Magic, doesn't it get pretty expensive at times with like new expansions and things like that, or is it not as bad as maybe what I'm thinking? So we can do Angela. We don't have any great on reveal abilities now that we dropped Hood. It looks like they're running a Patriot deck list, so we want to hold our Enchantress until maybe we pull everything in with Doc Ock. Would be, I think, a pretty good play line. Starlight Citadel is going to shift Stark Tower away, so we don't necessarily need to invest our cards there, because we could get the bonus in one of these other 2 lanes instead. Expensive Battle Pass on Philippines. Zombie, you've been playing Magic the Gathering since the 90s as well? That's huge. I played Magic for about 12 years, but I'm finding it hard to stay interested now. And so for those of you that have played it for a really, really long time, I guess my question would be, like, is there things that they implement that keeps it feeling fresh? Or is it just kind of that is like the most fleshed out game experience and the one that's usually easiest to play like in person, that kind of kept you into it? Yeah, the Patriot on turn 3 is very interesting. Maybe they're going to lock this down with the Goose. I don't know. The Patriots, it is weird. We could Enchantress it, but I think we maybe wait a turn. Started Magic the Gathering around 1998. I didn't realize, I guess, how long Magic the Gathering had been around. I knew it had been around for a long time. We're 1 like away from 69 likes, says Just Ari. We are almost there. We are almost at 69 likes. So we have 109-ish viewers in the YouTube stream. We have 69 likes. We now have the 69 number. If you guys are enjoying the stream and you want to help it reach a wider audience, definitely consider subscribing. So we can do Enchantress now. We could do a Doc Ock, which we don't want to do in Stark Tower now that I think about it, because that would buff up all of their cards here. We could do a Captain Marvel, and then next turn we can do an Enchantress, which I think should win us the Kamar Taj lane. Vintage Modern Commander. The part about Magic that almost drew me in, if I had somewhere that was close that I would have been able to. DaddyGamingNightly, I should snap. Okay, we'll trust you. Had I had someplace close to be able to play, I liked the idea of draft mode. So since I didn't have a Magic the Gathering deck already built, I liked the idea of being able to go in, pay $10, and you pass around the draft packs to be able to gain cards and have a pretty fun, like even competitive advantage at the same time. And if I had somewhere close, I would have absolutely been bought into that piece of it. So Enchantress would currently win us Kamar Taj. They might drop, but I think that's fine. If they drop an Onslaught there, we lose Kamar Taj, but we win the other 2. Yeah, I like the idea of drafting. So you grow your card collection, and you're facing off against other people that have drafted a deck as well. So it's an even playing field. It's not just who has the biggest deck or the most fleshed out one. And so yeah, that draw and that appeal was really appealing to me. In my country, in Malaysia, cost me 40 ringgit. Is very expensive. The battle pass does. That Enchantress was huge. So it looked like they had a massive lead, but being able to cancel out both of these gave us the lead in both Stark Tower and the Citadel. We're slowly chipping back away. We're -7. We need one big game to be able to potentially get to Mr. Positive Streamer. I hope they do different game modes, keep the game fresh and exciting. Rohit, I know that they have said that they want to explore different like competitive game modes, and so it is something that they're looking at. It's just not something that they've fully fleshed out and developed yet. And so I think in the long run they will have some of those cooler game modes. I know that they've kind of mentioned that they aren't looking to do like an arena style mode similar to Hearthstone, but maybe they have a unique take on on something that they'll be able to put in. So thank you so much for whoever just subscribed to the YouTube channel. I'm not sure why the activity feed is not refreshing. I'll refresh it here, but for some reason it's not keeping up to date. So I appreciate it. Whoever just joined us as a subscriber, I appreciate you joining the channel. $10 battle pass is worth it in the US. Yeah, absolutely. You get more gold and credits and just card variants than even without the card. It's worth it. Snap +1 cube. Only whale variant, buy gold for free. So I whaled out to get the full collection early. I absolutely whaled out. That way we could create content. We could push the kind of the limits of like the different cards and the different deck archetypes when it was still early on. But since then, I've slowed down my whaling. If TLSG is already struggling with day -1 stream, we'll get there. We'll get there. I fully believe we're gonna get there. We're gonna climb back up. No worries here. How exactly did you spend your money to get cards fast? So I bought gold, and then I bought the max credit refreshes in the store every day. And so by doing that, I was able to get more credits to push my collection log faster, to unlock more cards more quickly. All the variants can be obtained through the collection level, right? I know up until recently they could. I don't know if the super rares that they have now, I don't know if those can. But everything else, yes. Everything else can be attained through the collection track eventually. But even if you just do your weekly missions, you should have enough for like a variant, like an expensive variant from the store, like once every month or so. So even if you are pushing for free to play, it's not a terrible. Like you can still attain some of those things. It's not like anything is necessarily just strictly premium where you have to spend a lot of money to get it. It's either spend money to speed it up or spend some additional time to grind for it, which I think is the way that I like it. It's not like you have a hard barrier between free to play and those that are willing to put in real money. Do we do the Sarah? Do we do a Doc Ock and see what we pull into in Savage Land? I kind of want to force their hand here. And then if they drop a big card, maybe a Necrotia, if they do something like a Ghost Rider, we can kill it in Onslaught Citadel with their Agatha. We can kill their Agatha with our Shang-Chi. Q finally back in the office. So have you been watching the stream mobily while you were outside of the office? Sarah on Onslaught Citadel. Ardref, that was absolutely the play. That's unfortunate. Why did they play Sarah on Onslaught Citadel? Curious. We don't have Captain Marvel here. Oh my gosh. I've been watching and trying to snipe on my phones. Wait, you have more than one phone? So do you have a work phone and then your personal phone? Or do you watch the stream on one while you play Snap on the other? Then Hero, does launch open at 12 a.m.? So they haven't said. I don't think it does, but they haven't said for sure. So if... He can play 2 cards. Oh, okay. Okay, yep, you're right. You're right, Harry. Oh my gosh. He can play 2 cards. The Sarah into Onslaught Citadel would have been the play. We would have been able to push really all of our cards wherever we wanted to. Thank you for the call out, Harry. You're keeping me in line. You're keeping me focused. I appreciate it. That way we don't lose too many cubes here. Rando Calrissian, I would think it would actually go live at tonight's update. That's what I hope, Rando. But they've kept it really, really close to the chest. They've mentioned that they don't want to risk being DDoSed, and so they haven't told us a launch time. which for a global release seems really weird. Like, you want your users to be able to be hyped. You want them to be able to really push for I don't know, that excitement to get into the game, and then it just creates this like era of like, I'm excited, but I don't know when I'm going to get to play. Hopefully it's at tonight's reset. That would be ideal. I would go live right after reset if that's the case. Otherwise we might do a middle of the night stream into a stream tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So once it is globally released, if it's at reset, then you can anticipate that I will go live. That's in about 10 hours from now, 10 or 11 hours from now. And then I'd be streaming pretty much all day. But if it's not globally released, then I may do a short stream, take a nap, and then stream tomorrow, pretty much all day. I guess it's when the store resets. I hope so. I hope it's when the store resets. But we'll see.
Oh, snap.
I don't know why it's not pushing the subscribers through on my feed. Thank you so much for subscribing and helping support the channel. I appreciate it. Dad, oof, that's a long stream. Yeah, we're gonna do a pretty much all day stream tomorrow. I took off work. We're excited about the launch. We want to play pretty much all day. We don't get an opportunity to do extended streams very often, and so we want to capitalize on it while we can. The Crimson Cosmos is going to be tough. I almost think we tempo drop Enchantress. I know that backfired on us last time, but I think we're going to do it again. I'll come hang out as much as I can when you're live tomorrow. I appreciate it, Dad, and I expect people to come and go pretty much throughout the day. I have to work out just a few of the details, but I want to do a couple of giveaways tomorrow. I want to make sure that it's all like above board and in line, but I do want to do a few giveaways if at all possible tomorrow, which should be really, really fun to do. I'd be doing either Steam gift cards or Google Play or iTunes gift cards, something so that with the intent that whoever wins it can buy the season pass. They can buy some credits for maybe they're just jumping into Marvel Snap. That way they can get an early jump in on the game. But I need to figure out just a couple of the details. But yeah, that should be going on throughout the stream tomorrow. Also, they probably don't want to have heavy server load. Yeah, I feel like they don't have an incredibly large like support team, and so with a big enough interest, I think their servers could probably be taken down. Schmitty, yeah, I'm at home tomorrow snapping all day. That's huge. I hope that we see you in the stream some while you're snapping. I hope we actually run into you a couple times in game as well. And so we could do a Killmonger, which clears this card. Do we think they drop anything here? We actually have the lead in negative zone right now. So maybe we don't do a Killmonger. Maybe we do Captain Marvel, and then do we drop a wave, or do we just tempo drop Shang-Chi? Which one do we think is better? I think to win the game, we're going to have to have our Captain Marvel move out. And so we could push an additional card here. If she needs to push over 2, and then if she needs to push over to Crimson Cosmos to win, she will. If she needs to push over here, I think we're okay. We're slowly chipping away at them. Let's do a couple more games. We've been alive a little bit longer than a normal lunch stream. Let's do a couple more games. I do want to try to push. Maybe we can get back to positive before or neutral before we end the stream. If not, maybe we just end on a game that feels really cool or really big. Ardref, earlier Binks played 12-hour stream and played Exodia. Yeah, I saw that he went live on both Twitch and YouTube last night, but I was working on the video, so I didn't get a chance to join in. But yeah, he's a madman. He jumped in with a 12-hour stream early. I hope that it went well for him. Yeah, and it's bold to run Exodia on stream. I've ran Exodia some just on the side, But doing it on stream when it takes 5 to 10 minutes per trigger once you get the full combo off, it feels pretty bad. So it's bold. I'm curious how that went. I'm curious how he like segued the downtime when it was just triggering for 10 minutes at a time. And sadly, that is not an exaggeration. It triggers for 12 minutes or about 10 minutes straight. I timed it whenever I was tinkering with it. So their collector has the potential to get really, really big. So both with Weird World and Luke's Bar. And so as long as they don't snap, I think we play this one a little bit further. But yeah, Binks was triggering 256 times with Quake, Ironheart, Apocalypse, etc. Yeah, whenever it works, whenever that combo works, it is absolutely insane. But it just takes so long to resolve. So like a Gambit will have its targets cleared in like 10 triggers, but then it goes and does it 246 more times. It's we watched videos on Norse as Thor mythology while the triggers were happening. That's incredible. That's incredible, Chauncey. And then Chauncey, did you get a new profile avatar? I almost didn't recognize you. But that's incredible that he used the downtime for that. I think we Doc-Ock into Limbo. We pull some of their cards in. They're going to be able to buff their collector up pretty much throughout the whole thing. Hey, K-Krez Locker, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. That one did come through. I think we pull their cards in. We hope for some big cards here. Their collector is going to be huge. We're going to have to draw into Shang-Chi to be able to have it. Oh, wait, we can't. We have Weird World. Oh, we can't. We lose. we lose this one every time. We could drop Korg, but... Kappa, the reason, and I didn't mention it, the reason we didn't drop Korg is because we would shuffle a rock into his list, and then we're drawing from his list. So the more rocks we shuffle into his list, the worse it is for us. So really a bad combination of locations, unfortunately. They haven't snapped, but this one's a no-win. Let's cut the suffering now and just jump into a new one. See if we can get a good game going. Yeah, Kappa. I've made that mistake before. Thank you. I missed that one too. I'm not sure why they're all not coming through, but thank you for whoever just subscribed to the channel. I appreciate the support. Yeah, I've made that mistake before with Weird World, but it's always really fun when you get a Weird World and the Lechugia, then you can just play all of your cards there, put rocks into your deck list, and then force your opponent to draw them. It's really, really fun. Anthony, it was definitely a very weird game. I like that the locations can cause that like kind of craziness, but there are some times where it is just really, really unfortunate. So I think with the Nexus, we probably end up doing something like Wave on 3. We could do Sarah on 4, either Sarah or Doc-Ock on 4. Setting up for a potentially really large Shang-Chi in the Nexus is going to be our ideal play line. That Doc-Ock is pretty sick. So I actually got this. Ooh, and that reminds me, I got this from the Battle Pass, the random variant from the Battle Pass. I have one more random variant to pull as well. Progenito, yep, you're a little bit late, Progenito. We're about 1.5 hours in. We're coming down to the last few games here. So you're a little bit late, but better late than never. And so I appreciate you being here nonetheless. We can do Wave into a Sarah on 4, into a Doc-Ock on 5, into a Shang-Chi, and then something else on 6. I think it's probably going to be our play line. Yeah, the Doc-Ock is, yeah. It's one of my. Usually, I don't know. I've had really bad luck with the random mystery variant pulls from like the collection log, or well, not the collection log, but from the battle passes. And this one was one of the ones that I'm pretty excited about. Ooh, so they have a Daredevil. They could. They could be trying to lock down the... So they have Sunspot, they have Armor, they have Daredevil. This is probably a Destroyer list. So pulling a card in with Doc Ock seems dangerous, but we're gonna go with it anyways. We're gonna do it. I almost want to try to just pull him into Atlantis. So if it is a Professor X, we can still stack power here, but I don't think we have large enough power that we could overcome it. We can kill the Destroyer, but if we get the combination of Destroyer and Professor X, then at that point it's locked down. It's game over. But our draft, yeah, I think pulling at Atlantis would be a little bit safer. So then if we pull into Professor X, we can still kill their Destroyer here, and we can do a few counterplays that way. But we already locked into the Nexus. Ooh, so they played in Dark Dimension. Really interesting. Psylocke, that's fine. Yellow Jacket, that's fine. Spider-Man is fine as well. And so since it is not the last turn, since we played it on 4 instead of playing Sarah and then Doc Ock, it's actually really good. I think we snap and then just start stacking some power. Yeah, the pool turned out really, really great there. It could have been a lot worse. Knowing how many like impactful cards he has, it could have been much, much worse. If he stays, I'm actually going to be a little bit surprised. But I think what we want to do is do our Hood. We'll do Carnage to destroy this lane. That'll give us a Demon to push here. We can push our Sarah there on the last turn for some additional power. As long as we have a decent power push in the left and the mid, then we should be fine. Magic into Dark Dimension actually doesn't trigger the correct way, rando. So since Dark Dimension doesn't reveal the cards until the game has ended, even though she flips and turns it into Limbo after that, it will be after the game has ended, so you won't get an extra turn. Yeah, and so in short, it won't proc. So we're chipping away at one cubes here. Last night we were getting 4 and 8 cube games all over the place. Maybe that's part of the downside of featuring a video and then running that exact same deck list on a live stream, is that people can anticipate what we're running. But we'll see. How will Kang differ from Daredevil? I actually haven't seen what Kang's data mined, or I haven't seen what his current ability or what we think his ability is going to be. So I don't know exactly how he's going to function. I love storming Limbo on turn 6. Yeah, it's always fun to storm on 6. The only thing I don't like is that you don't get double the cubes. So if it was going to be a 2 cube game, that's what it locks in at, is 2 cubes. And so that's the only piece of it that I don't necessarily like. I think we played Nova into the far right lane. We can't play it mid, but we don't necessarily want to play it in Mojo World, just in case we draw Killmonger instead of Carnage. Sky, I'm playing TLSG live. Wait, are you Philonor? Are you Philonor, or were you our last game? Kang is 5. Oh, he restarts the play, right? Philonor. Philonor, don't look at our cards. but I'm glad that we were able to match up against you. Or pause the stream or something. Unsilent. Oh, they gonna look. We need love for a movement deck. Yeah, since tier 2 to 3 from beta. Yeah, something to buff up. I mean, the Kraven was a good push in the right direction for movement decks, but I still don't feel like it was quite enough. Like it makes it feel okay, but not perfect either. And with Kang, Kang is not necessarily going to be counterable. I think is where his benefit will be. Going back to the Kang discussion, Daredevil really tells your opponent that your opponent knows that you're going to be able to see their card. If you play Kang, I'm guessing he's on reveal for that 5/3, and so with Kang, they'll play their cards in a way that they don't expect you to be reading or looking at what they're playing. And so then you can get a little bit different advantage versus Daredevil, who has that very flat, known benefit. How do we know it's the best adult dating site? Dad, I can guarantee it is definitely not the best. It is definitely not the best adult dating site. They're I'm sure there are others out there. That one's not the one you want. Let's go ahead and magic into Wakanda. We can also do an Angela. Wait. Oh, Angela costs 1 right now. Or she costs 1 right now. So maybe we do Angela and then magic into Wakanda. That's going to extend the game. We can do a Doc Ock on 5 to finish filling this one out. Sexy singles in your area. They're not the ones you want to meet. They're definitely not the ones you want to be mingling with, I promise. The malware is definitely back. Then Corin, do you think there will be less bots in the game tomorrow? I do. I anticipate at least, well, it might depend on like what rank you are. I think for a couple of reasons there will be less. I think there's going to be a lot of hype, and so a lot of the current players, so even like for me in infinite rank, there's going to be a lot more infinite players that are going to be playing just out of the hype of the global launch. And then for the lower players, you're going to have a flood of new players in like ranks 10 through 40. And so I hope that, my hope is that after the tutorial, you match into real players instead of bots until 40, which feels really bad. And so that is my hope. I think we will see quite a few less bots overall, but I guess only time will tell for sure. So we can do a Doc Ock in Mojo World. We can do a Hood. Oh, we can't play a rock there. We can do Hood to generate a demon token, but we don't have anywhere to play it. Unless we do our Killmonger this turn. I think we do. I think we go ahead and play our Killmonger into Limbo. That's going to buff up our Angela. It's going to proc our Nova to buff up our 6 cards that are on the board. And then for that final turn, we can look at maybe a Shang-Chi, an Enchantress, and just figure out where we need to push our power. So the Juggernaut's pretty big. At least it's not like a Spider-Man where we can't play cards here next turn. So we do have at least that benefit. Our Doc Ock is going to pull into their last 2 cards in their hand. Oh, well, one is a Hulkbuster, so that's not terrible. Yeah, the Hellfire Club was kind of bad. With the new change and with the reductions, it did feel pretty rough. Okay, so we have a pretty good lead in Limbo. It just comes down to whatever they top decked. We know that it can't be an Arrow. It could be a Magneto. I don't know. It could be a Magneto. Magneto could win it for him if it ripped like a wave out of Mojo World. Would be my biggest concern. They have initiative. If they do Magneto here, we just need, what's like 6 power in this lane? We could do 7 power here, and that should... You feel like Magneto... Yeah, Unsilent. That's what I'm feeling as well, is the Magneto Limbo. Let's go ahead and snap. If card is Magneto... if the card is Magneto, I would be upset. Yeah, so we could stack... Oh, you're right. We could do the Widow's Bite to the right to make sure that we win this one. That would buff up our Angela. We could do... So now do we stack into Mojo World, or do we stack into Hellfire Club? Ooh, I think we have to stack into Mojo World, right? So we have the Widow's Bite right. Hey, a top. How's it going? You lose on Mojo anyways. Do we? Oh, no. We should have stacked into Hellfire Club. Oh, no. Are you above 19 in Mojo? That's all that matters. No, we are not. Stack in middle with Shang-Chi Enchantress. We're not putting out good numbers today, guys. That is a disappointment. I am... I'm so sorry. You can't win Mojo. Yeah. We found that out the hard way. Stacking into Hellfire Club would have given us an additional push. We would have won both lanes. I'm still upset. You did not like this. Oh, Philomore. And not like this. Sky Scene. I wish it was Magneto. Good game, man. My third or fourth time playing you, but was awesome to get you on stream. No way I'm retreating on a TLSG snap. Gotta see it out. I appreciated that. I'm glad that we matched up against each other. Every time we match up, it's a good match. I love whenever we match up against viewers or just people that recognize me from the videos. I get a lot of Spider-Man emoji pointings, and it's always a good time. I'm glad that you were able to snag the win, Sky, and I'm glad that you're able to join us for the stream. Now, ideally, we would have gained some cubes over this stream, but either way, it's still fun nonetheless. Oh no, charity stream. One thing I've noticed is if I'm paying attention to anything other than Snap, I lose cubes and make mistakes. So props for handling chat and playing. You didn't say handling chat well. I'm handling both, but we don't know. It's not necessarily that it's we don't know that it's necessarily a good thing. I do think I definitely lose efficiency whenever I'm doing both. I don't think it's so much so whenever I'm like commentating, recording. I think that actually helps me hone in and really focus on the play line itself. But as far as like talking with chat and juggling everything else, I think it distracts me a little bit, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and play our rock, our powerful rock from Subterranea into Xandar. They have Human Torch, so if they get that large enough, we can hit it with a Shang-Chi or a Killmonger. Well, we don't have a great hand. Do we extend the game with magic? Do we drop a Sarah so that we can do a few additional cards on the last turn? I don't feel like Doc Ock is great. Any tips on deck building, Rohit? Depending on where you're at in the pool, I would say to focus on a couple of like build arounds. So like a couple of cards that you feel like are really strong or really impactful, and then fleshing out the deck list from there. And so for yeah, you're right. Extending the game seems good. So hey Defix, how's it going? And then Dying, I think you're right. Extending the game to draw Killmonger seems like a good play. And then a top. I'm so excited for global release. I am too. I'm excited for everyone to be able to jump in and experience the game that has been keeping my attention for the better part of 3 or 4 months now. I'm really excited for everyone to finally be able to jump in. But you said you're around 1200. I'd say find 1 or 2 cards that you feel like are either really strong or you really want to build around, and then from there kind of reverse engineer it, work backwards into figuring out like what the rest of your curve should be, and figuring out the rest of those pieces of the combo. I think would be a pretty decent way to kind of approach the deck building process. I still don't like a Doc Ock here. I think we're gonna do Captain Marvel instead. We're gonna hope that we draw well. That's a pretty slim chance that we draw into Killmonger because of the so many rocks that were shuffled into the deck. It's a 1 out of 8 draw here. Doc Ock on Kamartaj. We probably should have. We probably should have. To drain the rest of his resources, he probably would have drawn into a rock. I think we're going to do this. If they push cards over with like a Heimdall, I think we might be okay here. If not, then we should definitely be okay here. And for good measure, just to let them know, we're going to flex on them with the Rock and Kamartaj. Doc Ock Rex move decks. Yeah.
Victory.
That's not how we want to win. Let's find at least one good game to end on. I want one really solid game where it actually works out in our favor. We've been struggling today. Let's play maybe 100 more. Hopefully it's like 1 or 2, but it could end up being a lot more. I'm just glad that you guys are here to enjoy the extended lunch live stream with me. Rock on reveal rock. They must have had all rocks. That's what I'm thinking too, Work Knox, or just maybe not a very solid last turn play. No, you should have used hood on the left. You're right. You're right. The double on reveal for that one would have been big. So before I get distracted, Sarah into Onslaught Citadel is going to be our ideal play line here. That is what we're going to want to push for. Before I forget and then end up doing something else. Sarah into Onslaught Citadel. I'm just putting that into my brain so that I don't get distracted. But Dine, this game seems like a super fun take on the best parts of Artifact. I agree. So it's really fast. It's really up-paced. It has, really cool character recognition, and just the mechanics are really, really cool, and how they implement and work together. I agree. I think this is a really fresh take on a card game. Work Knox? You had my name right the first time we played in one of your YouTube videos? Work Knox. Okay. Or Warnox? Is it a hard K? Oh my gosh, I'm overthinking it now. We're gonna go ahead and wave Warnox. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and wave. We're gonna push Sarah on 4 into Onslaught Citadel. Soft K. Thank you guys for. Thank you guys for. Hey TLSG, Sarah on Onslaught Citadel. We needed the reminder. So we're gonna do wave, and then we'll do a Sarah onto Onslaught Citadel. That should let us pretty much dump our entire hand as we want to. Thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Again, if you just got here, normally I read the subscription names out. For some reason, my activity feed is not refreshing like it should be, and so just know that whoever you are, wherever you are, I appreciate your support. Let's go ahead and drop the Onslaught, or let's drop the Sarah into Onslaught Citadel, so that we can say that we did not forget. We actually managed to remember that is where we wanted to play. So now, oh man, a 3-cost Doc Ock is huge. I think we do a Carnage and a Doc Ock into New York. We want to try to make them fill up this location so that they can't move their cards over, and restrict the space that they have to play in. And then I think from there, maybe we do our Demon. They might also be holding a Killmonger for our Demon as well, but I don't think we conserve the energy. Warnox just trying to distract you from your game, so you have to play more. I mean, that's the strategy. The more I lose, the more I play. I get into this like vicious cycle where I'm just like, oh, one more. Dad, where's the one more emoji? So I temporarily took it off while I'm looking at refining it. Ooh, that Shang-Chi's pretty tough. Oh, and then into the Carnage is also tough. While I'm looking at refining the emoji, and we're kind of low on space, emoji space as well. The curse word, it's coming. Oh no. That was a huge pull. And now we don't have the Sarah discount. Oof. This is a tough one. I think we lose. I think we lose pretty heavily. We're gonna let it play out anyways. We're going to leave our Captain Marvel here just in case maybe she can rove over into this middle location. Rohit, you think retreat? Retreat? Sorry, Marvel, not magic. Yeah, the Marvel into Hell's Kitchen could do it. Let's see. They're operating on pretty low cards now. We pulled into a lot of what they had. So we have Mara. There's no way you're going over him? No? I guess if he moved cards over, right? Yeah, if he moves cards over, then there's no way we top this location, or I guess the new New York. All right, Jeremiah, the voice of reason. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat. We're gonna take our 2 cube lick and move on. We're never winning a game again. We started at 103. We're down to 101. It feels so bad. Ooh, get a little positivity back. We do have the season pass. We have the variant to unlock. We've held it for about 5 levels now. Is it a good one? No, it's not a good one. Previously, the pixels would have been cool, but now that they're in the store, they pretty much just flood my board altogether, or my store altogether. And so, not my favorite variant, but it's not a bad one either. And so I've been getting like primarily pixel variants in the store. It's been a long time. I haven't gotten any like really good solid variants in a while. At least ones that I feel like especially ones that I feel kind of inclined to buy. So yeah, so the pixel variants, I found them cool whenever they were kind of restrictive. It was hard to get. It had to be through the collection level, but now there's so many that it's like that is all that you see in your store. I think is the only reason I don't necessarily care for them. Nice negative stream. I mean, we do what we can. They can't all be 30 cube gains. So what we do what we can. That Jones is sick. The Jessica Jones one? Oh no, the Jessica Jones in my shop. Gotcha. Captain Crunch. At least it won't show up in your store. That's very true. So now it won't show up in the store, and so we don't have to worry about it anymore. So they dropped a hood as well. We can do a Nova. Unfortunately, Icebox hit our demon. Or do we drop our demon this turn? We can do a wave on 3 into something on 4. Why does his hood look different than your hood? So it's a variant, and so each card has different variants. So it's basically like cosmetics. So if you've played League of Legends, if you played like Fortnite, you can buy skins that kind of jazz up in your character and make them look different, but they're the same like base character. That's basically all this is. Their abilities, their stat lines all stay the same. They just look different. And so they can commission several different artists to do different takes on the variants. Overall, it feels pretty pretty cool to see all of the like different artists that are able to be featured. So I know like Dan Hip has a lot of new fans now because of his variants that were in the game. When there's no hope of win and you don't want to wait. I may have missed. Oh, okay. If you retreat later, you wait on your opponent to end their turn, or also retreat. Gotcha. Yeah, so most of the time I just do the retreat. A lot of times I just do retreat. If I know for sure that the opponent knows that they have a strong hand, I usually just do the base retreat. Otherwise it's not terrible to do the retreat later option. So doing the Carnage here doesn't win us the TVA. It only pushes us to 4 power total here. We lose by 1. I think we need to push power into Icebox. Yeah, Timothy Core. This is our last turn. So I think we need to push Enchantress into the Icebox. They might have a play that pushes a bigger power card than our Angela. If so, they take this 3-point swing and they put it in their favor. But I think they probably invest in Icebox as well. And then it comes down to whoever has the biggest card. They have a Warpath, which is definitely the biggest card. Even if they had turned first and we hit their Warpath ability with our Enchantress, he is a base of 5, so he would have ended up winning that one anyways. One of these days, we're gonna buy a win. We're gonna get one. We can't go a whole stream and lose every single match, right? There's no way. What's the so Valentino, what's the best deck right now? It really depends on what collection level you're at. So if you're in like pool 1, it's vastly different than from pool 3. If you are deep in pool 3, the most consistent one right now, it's still kind of it's still being refined. But one of the most consistent ones right now is a destroyer deck list, and another one is a Red Skull deck list, something that uses Zero, Venom, like your Red Skull, your Typhoid Mary, to really push some strong power and negate those downsides. So those are two of the like more consistent ones, or more consistent performers right now. But that could change. It could change any day, depending on when something really, really strong is found, and kind of uncovered and made widely known. You can learn more about TVA from watching the Loki series. The Loki series was pretty good. I really enjoyed the Loki series. I didn't think I was going to as much, but I thought it was pretty good. I definitely like Loki's character much better after watching it than I did before. Jeremiah, obviously the best deck is my Thief deck. If that's so, we need to see it. We need to run it. The deck that I was running it has gotten us negative 12 cubes, and so maybe next time we need to run. Maybe next time we can do some user suggested for our extended stream. Maybe we can do some user suggested decks. I know we're going to do several challenges, but if there are certain decks that you guys want to see, maybe we can sprinkle that in as well. I'm playing Destroyer right now, but I'm getting destroyed. Finding a hard counter for Destroyer decks right now is tough. I think it's one of the most consistent ones, but you can still get destroyed again. Random picks decks again. Yeah, so I have a challenge wheel actually. I'm gonna play Nova into Baxter Building, but for just a second, let me make sure that it's still pulled up. Yeah. So I have like a mock-up of the wheel. So I have a challenge wheel that I'm going to want to do tomorrow, and it has several different challenges in it. So we have I guess over to the right, we have draft mode, pool 3 only cards, pool 2 only cards, archetype, completely random, draft deck. So yeah, we have a lot of those that we want to try to kind of fit in, and I think will be really fun to kind of implement and keep the stream kind of feeling fresh tomorrow, especially since we're going to be doing an extended stream. We don't want it to feel like it is dragging on for too long. Alexander, no, I've missed the transition. Well, if you missed it, it is back again. But yeah, Professor X being able to drop your Professor X in a good position is really, it kind of makes or breaks a destroyer. Alexander, did you see it that time? Oh, I hope that you saw it, because it was huge. Holy cow!
Excited for huge player spike tomorrow? My suggestion is creating a faction deck, be it X-Men, Avengers, Inhumans, or Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I am excited to. I'm excited for the global release. Holy cow! Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the super chat, the $5. I'm excited for, even if we don't get a player spike tomorrow, even if we're just around the same stream, I'm happy with our stream size and kind of the community that we're building. But I do think doing a faction deck is going to be fun to be able to kind of play around with tomorrow. So that is one of the challenges, and I know that I want to start off with like the wheel to do like random challenges, but at some point I think we might maybe I'll do a poll. We can do a poll for the users to vote on which ones they want to see, and so I think we will see some of these like fan favorites. So like the faction deck, I think that will come into play tomorrow for sure. Is it confirmed if the crossplay Steam and mobile? Yeah, so it's the exact same. It's the exact same like game connection. Your cards carry over from one to the other, so you should be matching up against the same people. I hope they introduce synergies for faction decks. That would be really cool, Rohit. Like building a Spider-Man deck, I think, or a Spider-Man like universe, and even if it's between like the heroes and the villains, like it would still feel I don't know. It feels really cool to be able to have that kind of synergy so that it doesn't feel like you're running a really gimmicky deck whenever you do it. So you could do Shang-Chi here to kill their... Oh, no, never mind. Their wave is only 6. They're winning Baxter building. So maybe we do a Sarah play. Next turn we can look at doing... Yeah, no. I think we do a Sarah play. Next turn we can look at doing like an Angela, a Demon, a Carnage, maybe even a Killmonger, depending on what they drop. But I think we do push the Sarah onto the board. I've also been curious about a Fantastic Four deck. Yeah, and I think as more cards are released, it is something that will be able to, I don't know, happen a little bit easier. And I'm excited to see kind of the different play potentials that we can do. But it is for sure very, very exciting. So they're going to let Jessica Jones buff up. That's going to become an 8 power card in that lane. If we can win the Baxter building, then we should be able to win the rest. So I think we do something like an Angela, a Carnage, and a Demon. So if it's 9 power here, maybe we just push for these two instead of Baxter building. We just let them have the 3 power there. We could do Angela. We could do a... They turn first, so we could try a Shang-Chi. No. No, I think we do... something like that. The Shang-Chi feels like it could potentially be a game-swinging play in Monster Metropolis. But I don't know. I think it's too much of a gamble. I do want to be able to drop the Killmonger to destroy the 1-cost cards. And then we'll just be able to see. So they have a Killmonger of their own. Okay, interesting. I think we should be able to win after our Nova goes off, after Demon comes down. That should give us the win. Does the game volume seem a little bit more muffled than it normally does? Or is that just because I have the headphones on? Weird. That's a Tube Cube one. Let's do one more. Whether it's... I'm starting to feel like we're not going to get a big, massive 8-cube game to finish off. But we do... I do have to switch back over into work mode. So I'm going to do one more. We're going to make it a big one. Can we match up against Q for the final one? No, unfortunately. We're going to do one more. Hopefully it's a good one. If not, I think we have ran out of the one more game like limit. I think we've reached our max. Yeah, it's the one more famous last words. I think we've reached the point where we just can't push it anymore. But I do want to thank all of you guys for joining me, just for watching the videos that I have on YouTube, for joining me for the lunch live streams, just being such a fantastic community. I don't know if blessed is the right word, but I'm so very fortunate and I'm very lucky. I couldn't ask for a better community to have behind me as a content creator. So thank you guys so much for all of that. They're going to win the raft, which feels really bad. We can do Captain Marvel to move over into Sanctum Sanctorum, so if they don't have anything big over there, we can get the upside from that one. We have Enchantress to counter their sewer system. Let's go ahead and snap. It's the one more day. It is the one more day. Oh my gosh. Okay. I know I said that was the last one, win or lose. We're doing one more. We don't want to retreat. Rohit finally was able to catch you live today. I'm glad that you were able to jump in and join us. It's been nice to see a few different faces that we haven't seen before, and so I appreciate it. I hope that you have enjoyed the stream so far, and then we will be doing plenty of content and plenty of streams in the very near future. And so yeah, I I know that was said to be the last one. I'm doing one more. They retreated. It just didn't feel right. And then, Corin, are there going to be new cards released tomorrow? So another content creator popped in a little bit earlier. His name's Kraken Null. He said that the devs have confirmed that they can't release a card without a patch, and that they've confirmed that there's no patch tomorrow. So I think most likely we're not going to see any new cards tomorrow, unfortunately. It was a nice stream when you It was a nice stream when you focused on chat. I always find that I do that. Thank you so much for the subscription to the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate the support. You guys have been phenomenal today. All of the support here has been absolutely insane. You guys are next level. And tomorrow I expect it to be just as big. We're going to be doing a long live stream. So no more Uno Mas. We're just going to be live streaming pretty much all day, and then seeing how it goes. I want to do some giveaways. I want to do some different challenges. I just want to be able to kind of rein in the global launch, even if there's not any like really big or like huge updates that come along with it. So I kind of want to drop our demon here. That way we take the lead. They stop drawing into those additional cards. But I also think Killmonger is going to be a potential big play. So maybe we do both. Maybe we do demon. We expect to sacrifice him by the end of the game. If they draw into like their Patriot, their maybe Khazar, Blue Marvel, those ongoing cards, I think at that point we may sacrifice it. But to make sure that they don't draw into just an excessive amount, I think that we do go ahead and drop the demon here. Unlimited unlimited one mores all day tomorrow. That's exactly what we're going to be that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be an all day or more session. So they've pretty much, okay. Wait, it shouldn't be -19, it should be -9. That brings us down to -8. So Q, I'm going to do one more. I don't like the retreat. One more is the victory. So I'm going to do one more. We're going to be queuing up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey Akaichu, how's it going? I hope that you're having a great day so far. Yeah, the one more emoji is necessary. Snap Twitter just said in less than 1 day we'll all be snapping together. Jeremiah, that's huge. You had me so worried that it was 36 hours away and that I took off the wrong day from work. And so hopefully at 10 p.m. I will see you guys. So just about a little less than 10 hours. I'll be back online if it is global released, and we'll be able to do a really extended live stream. Githian, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are getting so close to that 4,000 subscriber milestone. We started the stream at 3,753 subs. Because of all of the support from you guys today, we're at 3,769. We are so close to 4,000. We will be there within a couple of days, for sure. With this kind of support, we will be there. We will be there before we know it. So they use a Misty Knight. We might be running up against another Patriot deck, which feels bad. Make sure you get a good nap in before you stream later. That's what I'm planning on. I'm planning on, once I finish up work, taking a good power nap and then waking up and just streaming as much as possible. I mean, hey, once more. I mean, Akaichu, I don't know what I'm not following that chain of chats. I'm so sorry. I mean, one more. Enough. Hey. I'm not following it. It could be just me trying to juggle it, but I don't know exactly what you're wanting to say. Uno mas. You don't need to make a video for us tomorrow. So Kappa, I actually have one that is a pool 0 through or pool 1 through pool 2 kind of beginner guide, and so we're not going to get anything other than a 1 cube stream. We got to end. It's been almost 2 hours. I got to go back to work. We're going to end it on that one. We won 3 in a row. They were all 1 cubers. But I have a video. I just need to finish up like the last couple of tweaks to it. This doesn't count. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I have to knock out some work. I can't do one more. So it's going to be a new player kind of video, something to recommend a few different decks for people that are within pool 1 through pool 2, so that they can kind of climb easier. They can jump in with their feet, like hit the ground running tomorrow, whether they just started or whether they have some prior experience as well. And so that's what the video tomorrow is going to be. And then the bulk of the content is going to be our live stream for tomorrow. I do have to end the stream here. You need to change Ava to Captain America. Ava. So you can play all day long. I do. I would enjoy being able to do longer streams, but unfortunately we have work that we have to attend to. Maybe someday we can do some longer streams more regularly. But for now, I hope that you guys have enjoyed the stream. I have appreciated all of the chat, all of the new viewers, all of the old viewers. I appreciate all of you guys for being here and just helping support the channel. We will be live as soon as the game, I could do this all day long. We will be live as soon as the game globally releases, and we're going to be live pretty much all day. And so definitely pop in here and there when you can. And as always, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I will see you either in tomorrow's video or on tomorrow's stream. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.